Yeah.
Hare Krishna. So we can start with the question if anybody has a question. You can ask. Yes, ask me the
नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिने नमः। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्युपसतारिणे वंशाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौरभक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। So you have any question or comment what we have been discussing for the last 3 days? Or anything to ask? Yes, Mr. Prabhu.
Good. I was hearing the recording of yesterday when we described Bhakti in more there are 3 stages each of them. So, I mean, one of the understanding we have about the modes is that in the mode of ignorance, you do negative things. The mode of passion, you do things for love. The mode of goodness, you do things for art. Like ego minus for love. When you look at those individual buckets, and within that, you again segregate it. Also, the first question was whether the segregation of lower, more ignorance, middle, and higher. Is it also like more and more, like we said, ignorance to some level of goodness, ignorance to some level of passion, or is it just the 3 degrees of how ignorant you can be? Like we said, more of ignorance, you do black magic. That was the lowest. Then in the middle, when you say you be envious, jealous of people. I forgot the word of goodness. After a higher one, but even that also it was Uttama of the ignorance. The question is it like more and more? The other two, I couldn't get the example. So the mode of action. What are the 3 degrees? Similarly, mode of goodness. The degree.
Okay. First of all, in Bhagavad Gita, it says that when it is said somebody is in the mood of goodness, somebody is in the mood of passion or ignorance, it doesn't mean that one who is described being in the mood of goodness is devoid of mood of passion and ignorance. No, there is. But the influence of passion and ignorance is less comparatively, because he is predominantly in a mood of goodness. That's how it has been described as he is in the mood of goodness. Because the principle is pradhanyeno vyopadesha bhavanti. If in one country predominantly inhabited by a certain section of people, maybe Hindu, then they demand this should be a Hindu Rashtra. If predominantly most of the citizens of that country are coming from Islamic background, Muslims, then they say this is an Islamic country. That doesn't mean that other Christians, Buddhists, Sanatanists are not there. They are there, but their number is very minimum. So when we discuss about these modes, we should know that other modes are there. Sometimes it is invisible, very less. Somebody who is in the mood of ignorance, he also has mood of goodness and passion, but comparatively they are very less, minute. Again, somebody when he is in the mood of ignorance, that has got 3 divisions. Tamasa, tama, or you can say tam. So tamasa kanishta, tamasa madhyam, tamasa uttam. Tamasa uttam, in tamasa consider a little better. Okay. Tamasa adham, he is totally gone. Means he can't see anything except just harming people, envying people. He is kind of, nobody wants to associate with him or see him even. That kind of quality you can say. Uttama means there is a hope that he can come to mood of passion, not goodness immediately. But one who is in the lowest category of tamas, very little chance is there for him to come to the mood of even passion. So, by giving these divisions, it is said that one who is in the uttama category of in the tamasa guna, there is a chance that he can soon come to the mode of passion. Similarly, one who is in the mode of passion on the uttama platform within passion, there is a every chance is there for him to come to the ascend to the mode of goodness. But having said that, we understand that these are all undesirable qualities in bhakti. Here, why we are discussing this is actually in Narad Puran, there is description about each of them. All divisions, like first one we said, Kanishta one, Tamasa one, three divisions are there. Similarly, Rajas and Sattva, I did not have it here. So, when they are in those lower modes, their behavior reflects contrary to devotional practices and they become very offensive. Today we are going to discuss this offense. They stop them to take up even service to Krishna, respect devotees, respect even common living entities. They don't do that. Even today we'll see there are some others, those who are in Kanishta Adhikari platform. They are devotee, how they are being drawn to committing offense. That also we'll see today. Any other question you have? Yes, Prabhuji.
Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. In that, is it not complementary? Is it not good also? Everything that Bhagavan created is there's nothing totally completely bad as such. Like morning we get up, we are in Sattva mode.
Yes.
It charges us to do Rajasic karma during day. And then Tamas, sleep at night, charges up to get up fresh and able to do something. So, is it not all of that have to be in balance in some level of proportion?
Yes.
Without completely devoid of any other two, one may not be able to maybe always stay in sattvic mode.
See, that's what I said. That pradhanyena vepadesha bhavanti. Predominantly, what mood one is in, it determines he is in that mood. It doesn't mean that other moods are absent there. And you yourself already very nicely explained that there is proper utility of every mood. Sleeping is a mode of ignorance. But we sleep. Why? When body has rested well, then we can practice Krishna consciousness. But under the influence of mood of ignorance, if this person always trying to harm others, that is not useful. Okay? If you take, for example, angry, being angry is a sign of ignorance, right? But like Hanuman, he was angry. Our Narottam Das Thakur says, Kama Krishna Karmarpane. Kama means desire or lust. It should be engaged in Krishna's service. So people who have excessive desires, they may just go for sense gratification. Then that is of no use in Krishna's service. But when it is engaged in Krishna's service, then it is not harmful. Okay? Krodha bhakta dveshi jane. Anger must be applied against those who are against devotees. And lobho sadhu sange hari katha. Greed. Greed must be engaged in hankering for listening about glories of the personality of Godhead with devotees. Kama Krishna karmarpane, krodha bhakta dveshijane, lobho sadhu sange hari katha, moho ishta labho vine, modo Krishna gunagane, nijunja kariva jatha chatha. He is saying, moho ishta labho vine. When somebody is not getting something in this material world, he is very much agitated and he is lamenting, oh, what happened? I didn't, his son got first class, my child did not get first class. He is hankering, he is lamenting, right? It's called moho. Because he is so much attached. But that same moho can be also used in Krishna service. Ishta labha vine. Oh, I have been in Krishna consciousness for so many years. I don't have attraction for chanting. I don't realize anything. I don't have attraction for reading. Okay. I don't realize anything about Krishna. He is kind of lamenting. That's okay. Then, Madho Krishna Gunagane. One should be maddened, intoxicated, not by drinking wine, but by speaking about Krishna. Nijunja kariva jatha. But one thing he's saying, Matsarya, that is envy, it cannot be used in Krishna service. So if somebody's envy is coming as a product of mode of passion ignorance, that cannot be used in Krishna service. As you say, you have to lead a balanced life. Balanced life means whatever is favorable for Krishna consciousness, you should accept to that proportion, not less or more. It's like salt. It's a very perfect example. You cannot, you say, okay, salt is giving taste to the vegetables, so let me put more salt. You cannot eat it. Okay, mode of ignorance, sleeping is necessary. But if you are sleeping more, then that is also not good. As much as required, just sleep. But you cannot say envy is also required, but as much as required. No, there is no question of envy here. You cannot become envious. Okay, any other question? Yes, Prabhuji. Anger, we said no. Anger can be used in those who are non-devotees, like Hanuman. He used his anger against Ravana. So in that way, everything has its utility in Krishna service, but you know how to use it. Okay. So yesterday we were discussing how to cultivate Kevala Bhakti or engage in Kevala Bhakti. Kevala Bhakti means only Bhakti. There is nothing else. Bhakti and only Bhakti. That is called Kevala Bhakti. So, starting with the text number 15, we started discussing how one can attain Kevala Bhakti. And in that verse, text number 15, we saw one term which is very important, Nati Hingsrena Nityasa. Kriya Yogena Sastena Nati Hingsrena Nityasa. A devotee is regularly engaged in performing certain activities, even related to Krishna, where he cannot avoid complete violence, such as when he is going to the garden to collect fruits, vegetables, flowers, root. There are some subtle entities who are harmed by us collecting these articles, these items. So we cannot be totally free from violence. But therefore, Bhagavatam verse says, Kriya Yogena Sastena Nati Hingsrena Nityasa. Nati Hingsa. That means such kind of activities, when performed as an worship to Krishna, that violence is not faulty. There is no fault in it. So it is allowed. Therefore, we suggested that people who are coming from non-Krishna conscious background, sometimes they criticize. They say, you Krishna's devotee, you are also killing these entities, and how come you are saying that we are only killing, involved in violence? No, you cannot determine which one is violence, which one is violent act and which one is non-violent act. But to what degree one should act violently. So, therefore, the standards are set by scripture. Tarko apratistha means you cannot establish just by arguing. Huh? Because there are so many statements in Shastra. You say something, somebody else is going to say something else. So how are you going to establish? Therefore, some pramana has to be there, which everybody has to follow. As we know, Vyasadeva, after compiling Veda, Upanishads, Puranas, he was still lamenting. Even he compiled Vedanta Sutra, right? And why he compiled Vedanta Sutra? To understand actually Veda. And then to understand even that Vedanta Sutra, he gave the final commentary on that is Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the Srimad Bhagavatam Pramana Mamalam Jad Vaishnavanam Priyam. Srimad Bhagavatam establishes the highest pramana, highest truth. That's why it is very dear to the Vaishnavas. And Vaishnavas exist in this world. You don't become Vaishnava and you start finding fault with Vaishnava activities. On what authority are you doing that? But unfortunately, because people are envious, they're in the lower moods of nature, they just argue. We don't have to argue with these people. Those who are at least, that's why, somebody who can understand Krishna consciousness is, at least he should be in the mood of goodness. Without coming to the mood of goodness, he cannot understand, he cannot appreciate. So somebody who is in the lower moods, why should we bother about him? Even when Krishna was there, persons like Shishupal and others, they are so envious, they didn't appreciate Krishna. Why do you think that whatever you going to preach about Krishna consciousness, everybody going to listen to you? They will understand? No, it's not possible. Therefore, we understand our scripture. Why we are reading this? We are not reading this to kind of not tell, oh, we are also kind of not good. No. At least we know what is right and what is wrong thing. And we are following that. Whatever you say, I don't bother about it. Our Bhagavatam Shastra says this much himsa is allowed. This is nati himsa. This is not excessive violence. Because this is accepted in Krishna's service. Therefore, it is allowed. And we are Krishna's devotee. Okay. As long as we understand, we do, we get the result. This we are studying for our benefit. And an important thing also, you see, when you know this philosophy very clearly and you are avoiding why, you automatically get strength. This is just like we gave this tonic example. When you are drinking tonic first day, second day, or there are some injections actually people take. One dose they will take once in a month, right? Doctor will take for 6 months. In 6 months, there will be 6 doses. He takes first dose in first month, doesn't feel anything. Second dose, doesn't feel anything. But as he gradually continue taking these doses, by the end he will see, oh, it's working now, right? So similarly, these philosophies, when we know and we try to apply, fully convinced about the fact, after some time you will see your devotional strength has increased. And whatever you say, you are speaking with full conviction, and those who are hearing also will have some impact on them because you are not faking it. You have made it. That's why it has got some influence. So for us, let us become a better devotee by understanding this clearly. Okay, nothing, Nityasa. Then text number 16. Madhyasnya darshana sparsa puja stutya bhivadanai puja stuti abhivandanai bhutesu madbhava naya sattve nasangame cha. So what he should do? The devotee should regularly see my statues, madhyasnya sparsanam, and he should touch the lotus feet of the Lord. Actually, not everybody is allowed to touch the lotus feet of the Lord. At least Lord's body, you can say. One who is second initiated, Brahmana, they can actually touch the Lord. But there is an exception also that when Lord is outside, when he is coming out of the temple, that time anyone can touch. Like if you go to Puri, Jagannath temple, those who are not Hindu, they have no entry to Jagannath temple. What to speak of touching him? Okay? Then when the same Jagannath is coming out of Sri Mandir on the chariot, he is standing on the road, he is on the chariot. Sometimes he does not directly enter into Gundicha temple. His chariot will be standing outside for a day. And when Jagannath chariot is outside, means Jagannath is on the chariot, not in the temple, anybody can climb up the chariot and they can hug Jagannath. No problem, there is no restriction. Sparsa, sometimes to get touch of the Lord's transcendental body is very, very, ecstatic. So that's what he said, Madhyasnya. Dhyasnya means his murti, his statue. Sometimes devotees, they touch, sometimes they, and bhutesu madbhavanaya. Also, he should see, he should use different paraphernalia to worship him. He should see in the spirit of renunciation, from the mood of goodness, and see every living entity as spiritual. So, in this connection, Srila Jiva Goswami, he says, Madhyasnyam mad archa murti bhutesu antarjamitpena mad bhavanaya. So, the verse says, Bhutesu mad bhavanaya, means the Lord, he has very kindly appeared before us in form of Archamurti. And the same Archamurti, he is also residing in form of Paramatma, Antarjami, in the heart of every living entity. So here the message is, next it is coming, one who is worshipping the deity in the temple, he finds, oh, now I am going to the temple to serve Jagannath. He has so much of kind of, as we say, affection or awe and reverence approaching the deity, right? But one who is a devotee of the Lord, he has this concept very clearly. The same person who is sitting here as Jagannath, he is also in the heart of all these entities. He will never be disrespectful. He will not try to minimize others' position. So that is the point. This Madhyasnam means the devotees should regularly see the Lord's statues in the temple. This means that one should contemplate in the form of the deity and as the dwelling supersoul in all beings. We have this temple here. Sometimes, not only here, even in temple also we have seen some devotees, they don't go to see the deity regularly. Actually, this is a nitya karma also for us. When Krishna was in Dwaraka, that was his regular work as a grahastha. Krishna would every day visit the temple. So, Madhyasnam, this is why he has come to the temple. Even if you have kind of no work, never mind. Throughout the whole day, temple is open. Find some time. Come here, to see the deity. Why we should do that? You tell me. I'm giving a material example. Why I am asking that we should come and take darshan of the Lord every day? Because this very act of you taking your time out of your busy schedule to come to see the Lord, this practice, when seen by Jagannath, he will ensure that your love is awakened for him. You can say, Prabhu, how is that my love is going to increase? Now I will give you an example. You have a grandson or granddaughter who is, staying far away from you. And because you have bodily relation, therefore sometimes you feel like talking to your grandchildren. And as you talk to them, that means you are, connected with them. Do you feel your love for them is increasing? Even though that is material attachment, but that's called love, right? In the material world. But your love for them is increased when you are getting in touch with them. Similarly, our senses, even though it is material, the purification will happen when it comes in contact with the transcendent Lord. When I am coming every day and using this material eye to see his transcendental form, the very act of glancing the transcendental body of Jagannath is actually purifying me. In turn, he is ensuring that my love is awakened. Therefore, these are all signs that we don't just say, oh, just come to see Jagannath. Why? This is why you should come to see Jagannath. Okay, why this says Madhyasnam Darshanam Sparsa? You tell why Kapil Dev is telling his mother, my dear mother, every day you should go and see the deity form of the Lord. This is the point. Then
so we have deities at home. Taking darshan or taking that home, we are being services. How is it different from taking darshan?
Okay. If you have, imagine a father has 2 or 3 sons and daughters. And every son and daughter, they have got their son and daughters. They're same, right? Why he has to talk to all sons and all daughters? He can just talk to one son's one grandson. Does he do that? What does he do? He enjoys, he feels so happy. See, they are same in one way, means actually our Shastra says in a city there is one presiding deity. For Singapore, your presiding deity is Jagannath. And all other deities of the city are supposed to be the expansion of the presiding deity. Okay? Definitely there is no difference. You can feel that also. And if you can serve them also. But if time permits, sometimes you need some chance. Come and see him here. Maybe you come, you see devotee has decorated him very nicely. You learn something. And because we are kind of, we are still in material platform, material experience always demanding changes. Make sense? Always demanding some change. Better to kind of come, see your deity, see this deity here, some other place also go and see the deity. Instead of thinking of to bring freshness, let us go to the sea beach for a change. Why don't you come here for a change to see Jagannath? Don't just see that, oh, my Jagannath is. No, here is we are cultivating our consciousness, because in our consciousness we are always seeking for some change. So this Krishna consciousness has to be understood from many different perspectives. Not that my deity and deity are same, their response, okay, I am just satisfied and happy. Yeah, that's in principle that's correct. Okay. We don't disagree with it, but there is more to your personal life that you can stay in Krishna consciousness. Uh,
Seeing everyone as spiritual is not very easy. Like when we are in this congregation, then we have there's some kind of alertness that is there. We are walking outside on the street, that Ahamamiti kind of it starts dominating more. I see a Vaishnava who's walking with the Tilaka, I say Natimana, and Yoga I say Hare Krishna. And it comes spontaneously. But if I'm seeing, for example, somebody else with a long beard or something, I'm like, Duga, we are walking with sometimes.
okay, let's talk about it. What it means by seeing every living entity spiritual. Okay, since you asked now, let us talk about it. Seeing other living entity as spiritual means, like here we said, the same personality of God that who is here is also in one form residing in the heart of every living entity as Antarjami, Paramatma. That is one way of seeing every living entity, living being as spiritual. Okay. Then you may see this person had some kind of bad behavior. He using some foul language, he dressed up, he doesn't take bath, so many things you may see which you don't agree with his life. But never mind, I don't have anything to do with him. You feel compassionate to see them because he does not know why he has been given with this human life, human body, and he is wasting his time, his energy. This is Krishna's energy given to him. And you feel sorry for them. But you are not having any ill feeling. This is also, you see them as spiritual. Somehow or other, he has been in this body and he has been, suffering. If I can give him one book of Srila Prabhupada, he will be rescued. This is also, you see him like in a spiritual entity. Yes, spiritual entity does not mean that you have to go with a flower or some arti play to greet him, whoever you meet. And at the same time, when you see some people, you don't try to take advantage of their situation, which sometimes people do. Somebody is in a very critical situation, they try to exploit them. Many times it happens in this world. They exploit them. So that is, as a Vaishnava, we are not supposed to do all these things. So mostly what we do is, even like you see, Sarvabhute Daya. We are as a Vaishnava, we must give, uh, we should show mercy to all living entity. What does it mean? Means according to their qualification, their status, their position, we should show our mercy to them. These are the meaning of seeing every living entity as spiritual. So here I was thinking, Prabhupada is saying something. I just wanted to read out for you. Temple deity worship is one of the functions of a devotee. He goes regularly to see the deity nicely decorated, and with veneration and respect, he touches the lotus feet of the Lord and presents offering of worship such as fruits, flowers, and prayers. At the same time, to advance in devotional service, a devotee should see other living entities as spiritual sparks, parts and parcels of the Supreme Lord. A devotee is to offer respect to every entity that has a relationship with the Lord, because every living entity originally has a relationship with the Lord as part and parcel. A devotee should try to see all living entities on the same equal level of spiritual existence. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, a Pandita, one who is learned, sees equally a very learned Brahmana, Shudra, a hog, or a dog, and a cow. He does not see the body, which is only an outward dress. He does not see the dress of a Brahmana or that of a cow or of a hog. He sees the spiritual spark, part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. If a devotee does not see every living entity as part and parcel of the Supreme Lord, he is considered Prakrita Bhakta, a materialistic devotee. He is not completely situated on the spiritual platform. Rather, he is in the lowest stage of devotion. He does, however, show all respect to the deity. Let me add something in this connection also. You see, we are supposed to respect every living entity. In this section, actually, in Kapil Dev's instruction, he says, wet grass, or you can say living grass, are better than dry grass. Okay? Then, better than dry grass is the stone which has life in it. Stone can absorb water, and stone can also release water. Okay? Better than that stone is the mountain which used to fly. And then Indra actually cut their wings because they used to, sit wherever. Sometimes they would destroy one village even. So Indra found it is quite disturbing. So he cut their wings. Okay, then superior to them are the entities who have got many legs. Okay, then superior to them is like a four-legged animal. Superior to them are two-legged. They're two human. Okay, then amongst human being, now let us talk about. You'll understand this very clearly. He says, amongst those who are born as a human being, they must be respected more than other living entities. And amongst humans, those who are born as a Brahmana, they must be respected more. Amongst Brahmanas, those who have studied Veda, they should be respected superiorly. Amongst those who have studied Veda, but they understand Veda, they recite very nicely and they understand, they must be respected more. Amongst those who not only study, learn, understand, but they know how to resolve the conflicts. Sometimes one statement says something, some other statement says something else. So they know how to reconcile these statements. They should be topmost, they must be respected in the highest degree. Here the point is how one's consciousness is developed. Accordingly, we have to see them as a spiritual entity. It doesn't mean that when he is respecting, I forgot, even amongst those who are in the human being, those who are following Varnashram, they should be respected more than those who are not following Varnashram. Then among Varnashram, those who are Brahmana, Vedas, study, he knows, recites, then, like that. So there is some hierarchy is there. These hierarchy have been decided according to their practices involved in practicing your Vedic culture, you can say. And every entity has life, and their life is, you can say, evolved around Krishna conscious practices. So accordingly, we should respect them. And if you do that, what happens? The result is your false ego will automatically disappear. Why he is saying this? We don't know how to deal with our false ego. This is the best way to deal with our false ego. Even today, you will see. Next few verses it is coming. So text number 17. Mahatam bahumanena dinyanam anukampaya maitrya chaivatmatulyeshu jamena niyamena cha. By paying great respect to the great. See, Mahatam bahumanena and dinanam anukampaya, by showing compassion to afflicted ones, their dinas. Then Maitriya Chaivatma Bhute Tulleshu, showing friendly behavior to equals. And Jamena Niyamena Cha, one should observe Jama and Niyama. So here Srila Prabhupada writes, a devotee shows compassion to those poor souls who are wanting, in spiritual knowledge by enlightening them in order to elevate them to Krishna consciousness. That is one of the duties of a devotee. He should also make friendship with persons who are on an equal level with himself, or who have the same understanding that he does. For a devotee, there is no point in making friendships with ordinary persons. He should make friendship with other devotees so that by discussing among themselves, they may elevate one another on the path of spiritual understanding. This is called Ishta Gushti. Okay, so here, as we are saying, how one is entering into performing Kebala Bhakti. So, last line says, Jamena Niyamena cha. What is Yama and what is Niyama? In Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he says, Ahimsa, Asteya, Brahmacharya, Aparigraha, Yama. What is Niyama? When it comes to Niyama, he says, Saucha, Santosha, Tapaha, Swadhyaya, Ishvara Pranidhana, Niyama. That means when we say Ijama, Ijama means these practices involve ahimsa. Like we are discussing other day, uh, qualities of the sadhu, Titik Savakarnika, he is tolerant, okay, he is not envious. So he practices non-violence, ahimsa, and asteya. Asteya means he doesn't steal anything from others. And brahmacharya, he practices celibacy. Whether brahmachari, grahastha, vanaprastha, sannyasi, for everybody it is allowed, applicable. And then aparigraha means non-possessiveness. You can say, being a grahastha, how can you be non-possessive? Okay, brahmachari we understand, right? Sannyasi we understand because he doesn't have anything to possess under him. But as a grahastha, how can you be non-possessive? It's like looks like it's a quite contradictory, thing. You become a devotee of Krishna, you should have, you should be non-possessive. Well, that's why the grahasthas have a very unique position, unique role in the society, which other ashrams don't have. As I said, if you talk about this quality of cultivating this non-possessiveness, the brahmachari sannyasi is like natural for them. But they don't have anything. What are they going to possess? Even as a grahastha, you have your family, your wife, your children, your house, your bank balance, your car, so many things you have. But if you are a perfectly Krishna conscious man, you know that they are actually Krishnas. Or Krishna has given you this facility to maintain for him to help people who are dependent on you to make them Krishna conscious. For example, you have a good house. This house has been given to you by Krishna to use it in the service of your dependent family members to help them stay comfortably so that they can cultivate Krishna consciousness. Your wife, your children, oh, they are actually Krishnas. Krishna is actually taking care of them. But somehow or other, Krishna has allowed me to act on his behalf to take care of them. See the consciousness? He knows she's my wife, he is my son, daughter, but actually Krishna has assigned me this responsibility to take care of them on his behalf. Then he is non-possessive. On the other hand, if he is thinking, oh, my son, you are, my wife, you don't understand what I want, I am feeding you, I am buying everything for you, you do like this. He is claiming that as if this person is like, completely sold out to him. Why? No. And that is also not good for Krishna conscious man. And if he is practicing this mood, then he is automatically becoming non-possessive or parigraha. Then these are called yamas. Means these are the restraints. Then what are niyama? Niyama means discipline, spiritual disciplines. Yama means something you don't do. Niyama means you have to practice, right? Opposite. Saucha. You have to remain clean always. This cleanliness, suchita, we say there is a statement in English says cleanliness is next to godliness, right? And during this COVID time, every country they were so particular about this cleanliness standard, right? Now you can imagine if somebody who doesn't want to get affected by COVID and he has to remain clean, how clean you must be to get in touch with the supreme clean person. He is supreme clean man. We don't know, we just take water like this and touching this to the mouth, we start drinking, then we just keep here. Everything is getting contaminated. Anything touching your lips, it is contaminated. Then you should wash your hand. That is Brahmana, that is Suchita, Pavitrata, right? Even before also I have said, I think, this cleanliness is very important part of our Krishna conscious practice. Yet is saying, Jamena Niyamena. Kapil Dev is saying, otherwise you cannot enter into Kevala Bhakti. See, these are all little things we don't know when we are lacking and we are not growing, and then we don't understand why we are not growing. Sometimes, this is fanaticism. This is not fanaticism. Like another cleanliness standard. Especially we grahasthas, when you stay at home, some people that don't have so much of facilities, maybe they are living in only one bedroom apartment. They clean the cloth, then they keep the clean cloth on the bed, then wear it, then go to serve the deities. That is muchi, that is contaminated. The bed which you are using to sleep, rest at night, it is contaminated place. And when you bring your clean cloth, washed cloth to keep on the bed, you cannot use that cloth to serve the deities. Okay? But people feel, okay, bed is fresh, we keep the cloth. No, when you see means night time when you sleep, it become a dead body. And that place, when there is a dead body lying on the floor, when the dead body is taken out, what do? They clean, they wash that place, right? Even when you are sleeping on the floor, after you wake up in the morning, first thing you should do is, you should clean that place with water. Many of us, we don't know actually this. Because you are like a dead body lying there last night. Now you clean that place. These are all detailed things. That means you are always being Krishna conscious. I want to serve Krishna. How can I serve Krishna if I am not clean? This is not that we are becoming too strict, fanatic, what is this? You are having this nice body, you are, criticizing, complaining, why are you doing this? This is not the mood. Try to understand this. Everything has its utility in Krishna's service as per the standard of Shastra. Not that I will make my own rule. He is saying now, niyama. This is niyama. Like 4 rules are there for us, right? What are the 4 rules? No meat eating, no gambling, no intoxication. You cannot say, oh, they say now, chai, there is no intoxication. No, we said no, even that includes in non-intoxication, not tea, no coffee. This is niyama, this is rule, you have to. You cannot say no. So says niyama means this, saucha, suchita, santosha. Santosha means contentment, satisfaction. Many times we lack some material facilities, what we want, we are not getting it, we are not contented. But we need to learn how we can be contented. Especially Grahastha is very easy, I can tell you. You know why? You have your own family, you have your own house, your own thing, and you know, okay, Krishna has arranged this much for me, let me remain satisfied. You don't have to compete with anyone. Just take care of your simple life. That is also a niyama for us. But we don't know how to remain contented. So contentment. Then tapa. Tapa means austerity. Everybody in Krishna consciousness doing some austerity, I can see, especially in this part of the world. You are always, waking up early in the morning, after doing your morning sadhana, rushing to the office. This itself is a very big austerity. Even, refraining from eating outside is also a big austerity. I'm telling you, like it's other day I was saying that even if you see a vegetarian restaurant, don't eat there. This is an austerity for us actually. And that austerity is required for us. This is a niyama. And when Krishna sees you are doing this, he is very happy actually. Tapasya, then swadhyaya. Means every day you must read Gita, Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, some scriptures. Swadhyaya. Then Ishvara Pranidhana means surrender to the Supreme Lord. This surrender, if you read Bhagavad Gita, in 15th chapter, there is a verse, Nirmana Moha Jita Sangha Dosha Adhyatma Nitya Vinivritta Kama Dvandvai Vimukta Sukha Dukha Sangai Gacchantya Mudha Padam Tat. This verse actually speaking the real surrender. Means if you want to know whether you have successfully surrendered unto the personality of Godhead or not, you should check every point mentioned in this verse, to what degree you have been successfully following those principles, like nirmana moha. There is no mana, there is no moha. Sangha dosha, there is no sangha dosha. Okay? Then Adhyatma Nitya, every day he is always constantly cultivating spiritual consciousness. Vinivritta Kama, detached from the worldly desires. Dvandvair Vimukta, he doesn't have double mind. He is not having yes, this or not. He is free from the dualities. Okay? Sukha Dukha Sangai, Gacchantya. So this Ishvara Pranidhana means surrender. So here, if you go to that verse, you read Prabhupada's purport, you see how much emphasis Prabhupada has given to this surrender in that purport. Sometimes we don't, sometimes what Prabhupada is speaking here, what have to do with this surrender? Surrender means how successfully you have achieved these qualities mentioned in this verse. You cross-check against yourself. You read that purport, then you will know. I'm giving this as a home task for you, because sometimes you feel that, oh, I'm surrendered, right? But to what degree you have surrendered? What is the measurement? You need to have some tool to know, right? You have a thermometer to measure your temperature. Where is that instrument to measure the degree of your surrender? That is the thermometer for you. Nirmana Mohajita Sangha Dosa. Now you can use that thermometer to check your degree of surrender. Okay? So these are all niyamas. You say something? Okay. Let me drink some water.
On the part about
Okay. Policeman is behind.
recording yeah.
Okay. Yes.
So, I think you mentioned about keeping your family as a service by Krishna, then you should take care of them and you should make them Krishna conscious. Very similar to what Rishabh Dev also did there. Guru Mehta was saying something. And this is something you also share with devotees in your teaching, saying that you relate to your relatives five ways, just because they are related to you. So if you go up, you relate to Krishna and then they relate to Krishna. The relationship becomes much richer. And it also expands. And you don't just look at your family, you look at everybody else as part of the soul. But then we still have, so there's still a supply demand process. There's limited supply of opportunities.
Limited supply of?
Of opportunities, for example, or of things also. So sometimes we still get biased. My kid should get a chance. He should get it. That's something.
Yeah.
So not in a malicious way, but it's like a natural
Yeah.
inertia.
Yes. So, what is your question?
So how do we overcome that, or we should let the so-called fatherly mother-in-law
Very practical question you are asking. You see, there are certain principles. Principle never change, right? Detail can change. In the principle regarding this subject, that a man or a father having this kind of a hankering that my child should also get the best seat in the best college, he should stood first, he should be placed in the best company, he should earn the best salary. These are obvious things actually for a father to expect for his child. Because this is the nature of the material world. A devotee, he understands very well that even if I want to hope for the best for my child, I cannot change his destiny. I cannot change his karma. Only way I can make him happy is by making him Krishna conscious. This understanding, first of all, has to be solidified in the father. Why I am saying this? I know one boy and his father also, who is in Mayapur. His father, he was a successful man, as a Vaishnava actually, materially very successful. And he had enough wealth. He had so much wealth, if his son doesn't work for the rest of his life, he is just focused in Krishna conscious activities, that's perfectly fine with him. You can say, how did you know this? Because his father told me. One day his father told me, he said, I have so much, this boy, if he doesn't do anything, still okay. His father is like, now renounced, he is in Banprastha. This boy, he doesn't chant properly. He doesn't go to Mangalarti every day. He has opened one restaurant, working with all those boys until 10, 11 o'clock at night, and doing some IT work again. You tell me, what is the need for him. You cannot change the nature, the love, the greed. I was thinking, his father told me he has got so much money. By the way, this boy also, he doesn't have any child till today. Maybe in future Krishna will give him, I don't know. He has so much. Why? Why? Why are you doing this? Crazy things. You cannot change, Prabhu. What I am saying is, you first know that, even if you try to do the best thing, whatever supposed to happen, going to happen to this man, this boy. You are there to work on Krishna's behalf, to help them become Krishna conscious. That is your prime duty assigned to you by Krishna. When, as a father, responsible man, I'm very much convinced about it, then time to time also this problem also come that, oh, my son should become like this. Then if it is not kind of, happening according to your desire, at least you will not get frustrated. Because you are convinced, well, according to his karma, he will take care. He has come, I tried my level best. If he doesn't, then let him suffer. But he will not get disturbed to see how the son is not becoming successful according to his desire. Because he knows that I cannot change him. So to have some sort of attachment to the family member, to the children, is not a bad thing. And also, if you don't have, then you don't become a father. Because they need also some sort of love from the father, right? A child, if he is not loved by the father, their their consciousness, their growth, psychological growth will be imputed. So therefore, in Krishna's structure, creation, as a father means you have some responsibility. You need to show your love to your child. But excessive attachment in form of showing your love is counterproductive to your Krishna consciousness. That you must calculate very beginning. And yes, you have to give them love. You give them love, take care of them under one condition. Because your goal is very clear. Then you don't suffer. Your problem is you are thinking that I am trying, then who is suffering? I am suffering. Actually, I am suffering. They are not suffering. I don't know whether I answered your question.
The last point which you say, Prabhupada writes to one purpose. If you don't think anything is your property, you would not write.
Yeah.
If you think that they are not your property, then you would write, because they are Krishna's property. And we on his behalf.
Yeah.
What they mentioned.
Yeah. But at the same time, we have to. This is very. This philosophy doesn't get digested so easily with many of us, because we have been conditioned in this world for many lifetimes, and we have developed this kind of an attachment, not this lifetime, many lifetimes. And then to understand that how Krishna's thing is working, everybody is an individual, they have born with their own karma. I am trying to kind of, just cooperate, help. It's not so easy. It's not only applicable to Grahastha, even for a brahmachari also, I can tell you. Because they are living in a society of devotees. So they have to cope up with each other also. Because they have a service relationship. When somebody is not doing this service, he is in the leadership position or under the leader, there will be always some kind of tussle. So everybody has to learn this technique, art. That's why this Swadhyaya Yajna, it will help them. If they continuously studying according to Acharya's guidance, then they will learn the balance. You see, I am not rushing to just finish my this teaching. You understand my mood? See, we are here to kind of learn something. If we can understand one point from here, that will give us some gravity in our Krishna conscious practice. Our life is successful. Our seminar is successful. We are not here to rush push just now. Oh, this much we should cover up. No. I am not rushing pushing. You are asking some meaningful question. You are trying to kind of find some way to grow. We are spending some time. I hope you are fine with this. Otherwise, just reciting so many verses, what to do?
Hare Krishna Prabhu. A related question to what Ujjwal Prabhu asked. Many of us, we came to Krishna consciousness after we became parents. So we were not aware of the responsibility that Shastras had given us before we became parents. Right? In terms of what responsibility comes with. After coming to devotional service, we realized the importance of giving Krishna consciousness to them also from a very early stage in their life, so that they don't have to go through some of the material challenges or the pitfalls that we went through when we were growing. Right? Now, some children we see they take it up very nicely, very positively, and very fast. Right? There are others who do not. I won't say they're not convinced about the philosophy. There is conviction, but we don't find that fire. So, as parents, to what extent should we push them? Okay, or where do we draw the line from an age perspective, or from a stricture perspective?
Actually, this is a very important question you are asking, Prabhu. I should also tell you the truth. Many of us, we don't do our part and we blame children. When I say we don't do our part, okay, for you, you said that, we were not from the beginning into Krishna consciousness, we came later on, so what to do? That's a separate thing that we can also discuss. But the foundation is the parents take the responsibility for child to become Krishna conscious before they have even conceived the child. If you feel that after child is born, then it is my duty to make child Krishna conscious, that's a wrong understanding. Your child will become Krishna conscious that you have decided before even conceiving the baby.
Even if the parents were not in Krishna consciousness?
No, but I'm saying that those who are going to be parents, you should understand this, that your child will become Krishna conscious, that is you are responsible for. And that responsibility doesn't begin after child is born. That responsibility is there with you even before child is born. That means there are certain niyamas, rules has to be followed by the parents while conceiving the baby, after conceiving the baby, after giving birth to the baby. Okay, so these things has to be followed. That is one thing. Then we can tell you there is very high possibility, more than 90% we can say, your child will definitely be Krishna conscious. There is no doubt about it. And when child is born, and after that, children are mostly, they learn things by watching in the early age. You say them something, they forget, childish mentality, but they can pick up things by seeing how other people are doing with them, around them. We don't know how to take care of the children. We get also carried away by their, this sweet talk, the way they want, what they do, and we also become the child like them. We forget that we are their parents. We are supposed to take care of them. Child's growth is depending on how you conduct yourself before child. If you always tell your child, "Hey, you rascal," he will never learn that he has to address you with respect, because you have been disrespectful to him. So one principle here is that before you have certain things to follow, certain etiquettes to follow before conceiving the baby, When baby is in the womb, some other injunctions are there to be followed. After baby is born, now you are in you should know that you are in the radar. Okay? So you should conduct yourself accordingly, and child will learn. You don't eat outside, you are eating only Krishna Prasad, you go to bed certain time, you read certain time during the day, you do puja, you make them sit, listen, do. Gradually, the samskara will develop. Those who are coming, after everything is done, what to do? We can try how much we can do for them in terms of when they are small. We try to convince them, we try to talk to them. Sometimes it is very hard because they have their previous impressions. Karma is there, very hard to change. Only karmani nirdhati kintu cha bhakti bhajam. If they take up Krishna consciousness, that is the way the karma may get burnt out. Otherwise, it is very difficult. And we should not lament what to do. I tried my best. If he is not, that is his karma. This time he is born as your child. Who knows, maybe one lifetime you were his child. Maybe you do not know. Who was father? Who was the child? These are all very, difficult thing to understand. That is why we like now our Krishna consciousness, this is second generation. This second generation at least should try that at least their children or third generations, they should, from the beginning, they should do everything properly. As I just mentioned, those who are born to the devotee family, they should ensure that, well, my child should be good, I should be good Vaishnavi. Or even those who are not yet married, now they're going to get married, even if they are second generation devotee, they should also learn all these things. Because their life is also kind of going to start. Once they become Krishna conscious, then their children also can become Krishna conscious. There are many different ways you can make somebody Krishna conscious. Not that always just by talking Shastra, you can make somebody Krishna conscious. I don't know whether I was able to explain. Okay. If you learn these things, then cultivate and help others also. That will be helpful. Okay, so now let's go to the next. आध्यात्मिकानुश्रवणान् नाम संकीर्तनच्च मे आर्जवेनार्यसङ्गेन निरहं क्रियया तथा. A devotee should always try to hear about spiritual matters and should always utilize his time in chanting the holy name of the Lord. His behavior should always be straightforward and simple. And although he is not envious but friendly to everyone, he should avoid the company of persons who are not spiritually advanced. So here says Adhyatmika. Adhyatmikasya, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Antakarana bhavasya doshasya gunasya cha anusravanat. Adhyatmic class. What is Adhyatmic class? The distress which is coming from the self, right? So, Adhyatmika nusravanat. He is hearing about Adhyatmika. Means, Antakana bhavasya doshasya gunasya. Inside here antakana means antakana chatushtaya, 4. What are antakana? What are antakanas? Mind, intelligence, ego, consciousness. These are 4 antakarana. So these antakaranas have some faults. Like because we have a faulty mind, we tend to do wrong things, right? We tend to decide wrong things. We think, oh, this is happening in the mind, but you are doing a wrong thinking. Okay. Intelligence, mind, intelligence. Intelligence, what do you determine? Difference, right? So there is also sometimes dosha, intelligence. Ego, everybody knows. There's a lot of fault because we have ego. Okay. Then consciousness. There also sometimes fault in our consciousness. So those faults which appear in our life because of the wrong function of the mind, intelligence, ego, and consciousness, that is what it is said, Adhyatmikasya Anusravanat. Anusravanat means you come to temple, one devotee is saying, he is like this. Oh, you are like this. Go to office, you are like this. Maybe sometimes office is not good. Some go to other devotee, he is saying, you are like this. Oh, I have got so much bad qualities. You are getting the opportunity to hear again and again about what are the faults your antakarana have. Gunasya and doshasya. Sometimes people also speak a good thing about you. Sometimes also people will speak bad thing about you, right? Okay. So this Bhagavatam is giving a perfect training, right? You don't require any other corporate training. You see how it is so nice. He's saying, by continuously hearing about the virtues and faults of this antakarana, antakaranasya bhakto pravartanartham tad dosho guna avasya srotabhyo. That means, how do you perform bhakti? You perform bhakti with your antakarana, isn't it? Well, you also perform bhakti with your hand, leg, your eyes, that's also there. But mind also is engaged in service, right? Intelligence also, ego, consciousness, these are actually engaged in devotional service. So when you hear about their faults, that gives you an clear understanding about how you should engage your antakarana in devotional service. But what happens is, many times we don't like people speaking about our faulty situation, our faults, right? We don't want to hear people speaking about our faults. You can say, Prabhu, we don't know, they are just trying to suppress you. No, I am not like this. Yeah, but a Vaishnava, he doesn't see it like that. Sometimes is pride. Because of pride is a very bad quality actually. We don't recognize that I have pride. And pride is dambha. When this pride is there, pride is also a kind of a bad quality of the antakarana. you cannot serve Krishna. So we have to you have to conquer this pride. How to do that? Here it is said, Arjavena Arya Sangena, with association of saintly persons. That means here it is said, Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur is saying that you know that I have this pride in me. After knowing this, how I am going to get rid of this to be engaged in bhakti? Saying Mahad Upasanaya Jayed Ityadi Vidho Bhaktaha Pravartareran Iti Etat Arthancha. Means when we see we have this pride problem, then we need to find out a great soul, Mahatma, we should serve him. Gradually, by serving them, this will subside. If it is not going away, then we cannot become devotee. Last paragraph, Prabhupada is saying, a devotee should not be proud of his acquisitions. The symptoms of a devotee are meekness and humility. Although spiritually very advanced, he will always remain meek and humble. As Kaviraj Goswami and all the other Vaishnavas have taught us by personal example. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu taught that one should be humbler than the grass on the street and more tolerant than the tree. One should not be proud or falsely puffed up. In this way, one will surely advance in spiritual life. Prabhupada is saying that Kaviraj Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. If you see the life of Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, how did he dealt with his own brother? She was very offensive to one of the devotee of Lord Nityananda Prabhu. You know, Min Ketan Ramdas, who was a dedicated devotee of Nityananda Prabhu. One day, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami had arranged, Jai Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maharani ki, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami had arranged one Sankirtan party, Sankirtan evening you can say, at home. So many devotees had come, and to that party, this Minketan Ramdas also had come. And this Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami's brother, he was such a proud person. He went on blaspheming Nityananda Prabhu like anything. But he would at the same time glorify Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Because Nityananda Prabhu was an Avadhut. Sometimes his behaviors are very difficult to understand. And but he will appreciate Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And he was so offensive. And that night, when Minketan Ramdas came to his house, after having a few interactions with his brother, Minketan Ramdas became very upset and he left his house. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was feeling very, he was very sad. But he could not do anything. That night he could not sleep. And he was praying, my dear Lord, please help me how I can deal with the situation. Then Nityananda Prabhu appeared to him on dream. He said, leave this house, go to Vrindavan, and all your life's desire will be successful. Next morning, he just woke up from the sleep, he left that house and went to Vrindavan. And because of Krishna Das Kaviraj, we have this Chaitanya Charitamrita today. Such a great soul. So sometimes, why? He wanted to serve the Mahaprabhu, great soul, Nityananda Prabhu. But here is man, it's very difficult to deal with. So sometimes if you find there are some situations that you have to find a way how to kind of keep distance from these kind of people. At the same time, the desire to serve the great souls, Mahatma, should not subside. Not that you avoid from this person, then you, lead your own life. No, you have to have that thing in your mind. Always be in touch with great souls, Mahatmas. Text number 19. Madharmano gunairetehi parisangsuddha asaya purushasyanjasabhyeti sruta matra gunam himam. When one is fully qualified with all these transcendental attributes and his consciousness is thus completely purified, he is immediately attracted to me by simply by hearing my name or hearing of my transcendental qualities. You remember, I think yesterday or day before yesterday, I was telling that when we were discussing about this Raganuga Bhakti, that spontaneous attraction will be awakened. How? Either by one's hearing or maybe, just by one's hearing, your love will be awakened for the Lord. You will be spontaneously attracted. But when that will happen to us? That's why we always give the example of that a farmer who is trying to cultivate the land, so both thing has to be fertile. One thing, soil has to be fertile and the seed also has to be very good quality seed. If you have a good quality seed, but your land is not fertile, you cannot get crops, right? Or if your land is very good, but your seed is not very good, then you cannot also grow any crops there. So in this way, this Raganuga Bhakti, this spontaneous attraction for the Lord will be awakened in you in this field, right? How? When you have a good field. So this is the good field. When one is fully qualified with all these transcendental qualities. Why we are saying that Jama, Niyama, Satya, Ahimsa, Aparigraha, Ishvara Pranidhana. Because these qualities is going to help you just by once hearing immediately attracted to Krishna. That's why you remember I gave the example of Sravanam Kirtana means bringing a piece of iron near a magnet. So here Krishna's pastimes are like magnet. And if we have all these qualities, then you are a pure piece of iron. When you come near that magnet, automatically it will be attracted. So there is no question of artificiality in our endeavor. We don't have to put some artificial attempt. Then what will happen? Once you have this spontaneous attraction is awakened, everything will become so natural. Therefore, see, because this is talking about spontaneous attraction, how it happens. Bhaktivinoda Thakur, he writes in one of his writings in songs, he says, বিধি মার্গ রতজনে স্বাধীনতা রত্ন দানে রাগমার্গে করান প্রবেশ রাগবশবর্তী হয়ে পরকীয়া ভাবাশ্রয়ে লভে জীব কৃষ্ণ প্রেমাবেশ. This is our process, that we are trying to come to the platform of attaining prema, where it starts with Vidhimarga Ratajane Sadhinata Ratnadane. Here, Vidhimarga Rata means while performing devotional service by following the instructions of spiritual master according to revealed scriptures. And here, Rata means is fully engaged. Like you remember, I think twice maybe we have discussed about following the instructions of the Guru. Guru has said. And Guru is not going to speak something which is not there in the scripture. If Guru says something which is not there in the scripture, which is not in conformity with the scripture, then he is not a bona fide Guru. Okay. So then, Vidhi Marga Ratajane. When one is taking, a deep dive to executing this sadhana bhakti, Sadhinata Ratnadane, Krishna give you the jewel of independence. Ragamargi Korana Pravesh. He will make you enter. Not that you by your own endeavor you are entering. Quran Pravesh, Bangla. This is a Bangla language. Quran means he is actually making you to enter. Where? To Raganuga Bhakti. This is what Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's name are not different. That means when my land is fertile, when I am hearing, he will actually, he is entering, no, in form of this sound vibration, he is entering. What is saying? Sabdarupe nache anukshan. What is that? Our Acharya songs are so meaningful. Saying, Karnarandhra Praveshya, Barishay Sudha Anupam. This, Bhaktivinoda Thakur is saying, in the beginning, we just chant holy name, right? And it's not pure chanting, but when somebody in the pure state of chanting, they chant, actually that comes from the heart, from Krishna actually. Krishna is residing in the heart, right? So from there it comes, then comes to your tongue. And then that time it becomes very tasteful for you. And then this time, this sound vibration coming out of your tongue, again entering to your ear and going to your heart, that time you feel transcendental ecstasy. So everything is coming from him. So, Karnarandhra Praveshya, Barisaya Sudha Anupam. When it is entering through ear, who is entering? Krishna is entering. And he is making, he is spreading a shower of nectar in your heart, and you feel so happy about it. So, we practice sadhana bhakti and we want to become pure, but at the same time, we should always remain dependent on Krishna's mercy. Without his blessing, without his mercy, we cannot be successful. If we have this mood, we are not finding fault with anyone, we are being serious, and we commit our devotional activities, then one day Krishna, by Krishna's mercy, it will happen. Here Vishnu Thakur is saying, Mad Vishayaka Savana Kirtanadireva Dharma Anustheya Jasya Tasya Purushasya Asaya Mana Sutamatra Gunam Mam Eti. That means he's saying a person who performs these activities of hearing and chanting about the Lord. He's chanting his name, he's chanting his glories, or he's hearing his glories. Then what happens? His mind become purified. Here asaya means mind. You can see last word in the first line, Pari Sangshuddha Asaya. Asaya means Prabhupada is saying consciousness, mind. These are kind of Antakarana Chatushtaya actually. Because before we are discussing of Chatushtaya, so 4 things are actually. They are getting purified. When they become purified, then say, Sutta Matra Gunam Mam Eti. When this consciousness is purified, when you hear, automatically that will help you to attain Krishna, Him. Mad guna Suti Matrene Tikta Lakshanam Sadhyam Bhakti Yogam Prapnoti Iti Bhava. That means, what is Sadhya Bhakti? That is actually Bhava, Sadhya. You see, sadhan and sadhya, right? Sadhana, then by sadhana you attain sadhya. Sadhya vastu sadhan bino keho na re paay, kripa kare kahorai tahar upay. Mahaprabhu is asking Ramananda Rai, he said that sadhya vastu sadhan bina keho na paay. Nobody reaches the goal without following the means or practices. So please tell me, what is the process? How to get it? So I said, yes, sadhya means bhava bhakti. You remember yesterday I quote one verse, Kriti sadhya bhavet sadhya bhava sa sadhana vidanitya siddhasya bhavasya prakatyam hri sadhyatam. Means this sadhan bhakti which we have been practicing, that is going to bring us to the platform of bhava. According to Jiva Goswami, there are 2 types of bhakti. Sadhya bhakti, sadhan bhakti and sadhya bhakti. Okay. And sadhya means bhava also has like another part of bhava is prema. So here he is saying that when a devotee who have been continuously hearing these pastimes, his holy name, and his consciousness have been purified, just by once hearing, this sadhya bhakti will be awakened. Mam eti means my bhava bhakti will be attained by him. That's why you remember other day I told you that our practice is actually Raganuga practice and it has its bhava in it. But we need to know how purely we can practice, adapt to these practices. Then you can see the result. Are you able to coordinate? Whatever we have been discussing is kind of falling online actually. Many times we just give very casual approach to this chanting or reading and listening. We have to see, seriousness does not mean I have to totally be detached from everything in this world. I need to be pure means I need to be totally disconnecting myself from everything. You cannot do that. First of all, try to understand this. How can you do that when you are in this world? But you have the choice of choosing what you want. Make sense? Whatever is conducive, you just try to go there, attend there, stay there. do that, eat that, whatever. This is the simple process. Everybody is earning their own money, they are filling their own belly, but in the course of living in the society, we unnecessarily keep on dumping so many unwanted habits, unwanted dirts in our head, and eventually we suffer, right? I am earning my own money, I am taking care of my own house. Why should I worry about this person to spoil my life? Therefore, I have to be choosy. What I want, how I want, then these things will happen. That's why saying, Sutta matra gunam mam eti iti. Mad guna Shruti matrena ityukta lakshanam sadhyam bhakti yogam prapno iti bhava. So in that consciousness, when he hears about Krishna's name, his qualities, then this bhava bhakti will be awakened. The example of attainment of the Lord without endeavor is given in text number 20. Text number 20 says, Jatha bhataratho ghranam abhrunkte gandha asayat evam yogaratham cheta atmanam abhikarijat Yatha bhato ghranam abhrunkte. From here, gandha asayat. So there is a repository of the fragrance, means the source of the fragrance, right? A lotus flower or a what do you say, rose flower, rose garden, we can say. Have you come across any rose garden in your life? Very nice fragrance, right? Yes, sometimes some rose garden, they have very nice fragrance actually. I have once been somewhere, they had nice rose garden, and I could remember this, but nice fragrance in the West actually, in USA. No, in Canada, even in Canada. So here it is said that Ratha Vato. Vato means wind, air. It is acting like a Ratha, carrier. So wind is bringing what? Gandha, fragrance, asayat, from its source. The garden is there. Even if you are not near, little kind of far, you can see that wind is carrying the fragrance to your nostril, and you feel the fragrance, right? Similarly, saying evam yoga ratham cheta atmanam avikari yat. Just like wind acting like a chariot carrying the fragrance from its source, similarly, yoga ratham. A yoga means this bhakti yoga is becoming like a chariot to carry chitta, consciousness. Make sense? Similarly, mind, which is constant and unperturbed. Your mind is not distracted, and absorbed in yoga, catch the Supreme Soul, who is equally present everywhere. Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur says, Bato Ratha Prapaka Jasya. So, Gandha Asayat Swasthanat Sakasat Granam Nasikam Abrukte Bhajate Prapnoti. The wind in form of chariot makes the fragrance originating from the repository of fragrance reaches its destination, the smell organ, nostril. Similarly, evam bhakti yoga yuktam cheta, the consciousness which is engaged in practicing bhakti, Paramatmanam, he attains Paramatma, just as Jatha Bhata Padmakarastum Bandham Nasikam Prapyati. So similarly, so this bhakti yoga will make our mind, our consciousness attain the Supreme Lord. But when this mind, so your chariot is all, everybody has got the chariot now, right? You are practicing bhakti yoga means already chariot is there. But your mind is also riding on the chariot, but it is not reaching there. There's something wrong. Huh? Going the wrong direction. What do you think? It has lost its what do you say, compass. Compass is not there. Now compass is not working. Chariot compass is missing. These descriptions are so nice. Huh? See, you don't have to worry about. Why I am saying this is, we have been given this pure practice, you know, and we are sincerely practicing. It might take a little long time, but if you are sure that without contamination, without changing, you are purely practicing, one day it will reach the destination. You may not feel it right now, but you don't have to worry about it because your chariot, you have got the best chariot, and already you have been mounted on the chariot. A question of time. It may take a little more time. Don't worry about it. Just remain faithful to your practices. Huh? That I don't want to answer right now. Because spiritual world, there is no time, you know. In spiritual world, there is no time concept. No jatrapi samaya, right? In Brahma Samhita it is said, there is no time. Similarly, for you, why are you worrying? There is no time for you. That's why I am not answering it. There is no time concept. You just continue. We don't have to worry about anything. We are in safe hand. Huh? So what we have to do is, we have to be little bit, we have to, make our mind steadfast on the path of devotional service. That much we can do. Then your attainment of the Supreme Lord is very assured. That actually we are not able to do that. Actually, of course, it also happens, because we have a material body, and this material body doesn't always cope up with us. Sometimes we get tired. Sometimes, we have got so many other social obligations, family obligations, office obligations. Many people, they have started working from home nowadays. Office obligation, you have to work, maybe till late night. Then it interferes with your, sadhana practice. Then you cannot become steadfast in your sadhana practice. Then it is becoming problem. So somehow try to just adjust. You do one thing, that you be focused, remain steadfast in your sadhana practice. There are so many different articles out there. Taking prasadam, doing mangalati, putting tilak, coming to temple, attending Sunday program. Don't compromise. What we do sometimes, we give more priority to other things than our Krishna conscious practices. No, we should not do that. Hmm? Or maybe you should take a little break, right? Advaita Prabhu, should we take a break?
So devotees, we have prasadam downstairs.
No, no, no. Now prasadam.
Not
Oh,
now, so yeah, so we can continue till 1:30 or 2 maximum, and then have prasadam. 10 minutes break now, just to have water.
yeah.
So
Give
we
little,
can 12:10,
give little break.
maybe 15 minutes where Raghu is going on. So they're starting Raghu.
Oh, okay.
15 minutes break.
Good.
Aarti and then Raghu.
Join in Aarti. श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय हो जगन्नाथ. Yeah? No. Oh, I have been.
That's what.
Namo